Good evening, boys and girls, and welcome once more to End All Wars. So, we have things as they were, as before. I don't think there's really too much of a variation that I need to do in my turns. Well, my orders. We have these guys over here, but we need to send out ships to pick them up. Which we already have over here, fantastic. Now, I do hope this is not too loud. This is like the first time I've tried recording in about a year without wearing a headset, and it feels really strange. I feel like I'm far too loud. It's really odd, I've got to admit it. Luckily we do have some artillery over here, fantastic. That's just what I like to see. Garrison over here, but they could potentially be useful. We have some marines over here. Ooh, some more transport. You'll be ready in time. Okay. So now we could load the Royal Marines onto that. Which I think I might. I don't know where I'd use them really, but it would be good to have that possibility. Yeah, we missed out on the bloody Austro-Hungarian fleet that somehow managed to escape my clutches. I am not happy about that one. Now, where could I possibly land them? The only way I can get into this territory, well, into the Baltic Sea, is to go through the Kattegat. Well, not the Kattegat, the Kiel Canal. I don't know why I said the Kattegat, for some reason over there. So, what choice would that give us, really? We'd have to try and take Kiel. We'd still take horrendous losses, or, well, we'd still take a lot of hits from the coastal artillery. So I'm kind of interested in Thom. I think that could be quite interesting. Oh, then again, could we try and attempt a landing down in Austro-Hungarian territory? Which I think could probably work a lot better. I mean, if we landed somewhere up here and then try and cut the rails. Yeah. I think I'm going to try and send the Marines over there. If we can land Marines over here at Thom, then we could try and cut the rails over here. And then that would really help our ally out in the south. If we could cut these rails and make it so it's harder for him to get troops down here, that could really help him out. At least slow down the Austro-Hungarian movement. Yeah. Okay, so we have some more forces on their way. So I think we'll try that one then. Go big or go home, basically. God, I feel like I'm far too loud. I apologize if it's too loud. Then again, it might be a lot better, most because I'm not, like, thinking I'm too quiet or something like that. So I'm just kind of speaking more normally for a change. So hopefully that will be better. Right, we have our forces over here. We have 2 divisions over here that we... Oh no, we have 2 divisions and... Right, we could land a much larger force than I first initially thought. What we might do then is perhaps take some troops down to Egypt, pick up a commander from Egypt. I mean, do we have a spare commander? No, we have him. But if we picked up a commander from Egypt, we could land over here and perhaps cause some trouble. I'd love to know the strength of these areas. But let's take a look then. We'll take a look at the, Split, Sarajevo, Banja Luka, Zagreb, Zaybek, Labak, Labak. I can't say this for crap. But, yes, that would be rather interesting. So we might land down here. Now he has something important, but as far as I'm aware, it's probably coastal ships. Nothing too particularly strong. We have some artillery over here. I completely could have missed that one. That's a good little bit of fortune. I'll send it to the north, I think. Yeah, send it up here. Well, actually... Kinda... What's going on here? His controls aren't working for some reason, I don't know why. That's not good. Okay, we'll try that one again then. We'll send it over here. There we go. Right. We have a commander over here. We of course have the British forces over here. Now I do have that French piece of artillery, which I hope is not affecting the command points negatively. I don't think it is. Of course we have these Belgian troops as well to support us in case of any action. But the biggest issue is of course the army in Brussels and the force of Namur. Right. So we'll issue orders for them to cut the rails. I mean, we have Antwerp open to us now, which is very interesting. I could really make some use of that. Of course, we've also taken Liege back. We only have a unit of cavalry in there, so it's not exactly huge. Right. Do I want to go deeper? If I lose the force, the commander will be taken back to France anyway, so there's not particularly any problem there. I mean, they do have very, very low cohesion, so it's not going to particularly... Well, they're not going to do too much, really. So I could keep them in the Rhineland. So I could keep them here. And then... because I don't think he's going to have orders to assault or anything like that, at least I'd hope not. So if we can destroy the rail there, then we can cause issues, because then if we can keep destroying that rail, we can keep preventing traffic from this area. Of course, it still has these connections, but if we can sever it over here, then that would be most fortunate. It's been severed here, severed here. Overall, not too bad. Right, I think I might actually take the Grand Fleet. Well, I don't know why my controls are not working. That's really odd. I really do hope the recording's not having issues, because that would be most annoying. Yes, so we'll send them both back over here. I'll have them go into passive so they'll recover cohesion faster. Right, there we go. Over in the African colonies, it's yeah, it is as it usually is. We just kind of have to organise our forces to really get anything going. We do have a transport ship over here. Yes, we do have a lot of forces here as well. So I could carry these forces by transportation ship, which I think I will. And we do have a French commander, so that's fantastic. Where do I want to take them? Regular. So this one is the easiest one to take care of. Actually, we'll go out over here, and then what I can do then is have the forces land. So can I combine these forces? No, that's a shame. Oops. Right, I'm going to split up these forces just so we can keep them available for other duties. Right, something is really messing with my controls here. You know what, guys, I'm just going to be right back. I don't want the recording to be messed up and my controls aren't working for some odd reason, so I shall be right back, so BRB, guys. Just be a minute. Welcome back, guys, and yes, everything's working out fine now, so that's good. I can separate the squadrons. I don't know what was causing the issue there, so do forgive that intrusion into our little episode. Right, so I have these submarines over here. We also, of course, have the Japanese forces, which I'm looking forward to seeing them in action. Right, the fleet is on the way to the Mediterranean. Should be put to good use over there. Now, we do have these forces over here. Apparently, we've landed an expeditionary force, of course. Right. Combine these forces. Do we have them on board? Yes, we do. When will you become available? 2 turns. That's not too bad. Yeah, they do have a decent force over here. So the easiest way would probably just to sit them out, blockade them, besiege them, and then I'm not losing any troops. I can afford to wait that time. But again, he can as well, it doesn't mean absolutely anything to him at all. To be fair, I could abandon the colony. It's worth 2 victory points, so I suppose it's worth something, and then at least, if I can get rid of these German colonies over here, I don't have to look at this part of the world again. I can concentrate on Europe and Africa. So we'll take a look at that one. Alright. Who's staying here? Small force here. That force is moving up, so that's good. We are definitely moving more forces up to the line. I think I'm going to take these reserves out of here, actually. They could be better spent in the center. In Bray. Bray. I don't know how the hell you say it, but you know what I mean. Over in here, Bray. We also have these reserves. Send these reserves over here as well. At least this way, we have men where they're needed. And we can add, well, we can add to our numbers. Right, I believe we're landing this force in Antwerp. Yes, this force will be landed in Antwerp. Fantastic. Okay, so we'll put you on the ship then, lads. How long till this division's ready? 16 days, so about 2 turns. So we'll put the Midlands force over here. And I think I'll have them sent over into Antwerp. Now, this could be quite dangerous due to the fact that we're splitting our forces over, but I think if we can take Antwerp, present a formidable force over in Antwerp, then we force him to change directions. But then again, committing too many forces to Antwerp could be very bad. So I think I might land over here instead with this force. So we'll cancel that order. Said cancel it. There we go, okay. Now I want you to head over here. If you can land forces there, that's great. At least then we can have forces over in here in Belgium, which is near our advance. We're still near Antwerp anyway. But it's just I don't want to get caught off, and I don't want to get caught off with no line of retreat. I'm fine for sending more men into Antwerp. Another corps or a little bit more than that. But I don't want to send too much, especially as I don't have an army commander. Okay. Where are you going? You're going to... Right, I can see my logic for sending them down here. But it's not particularly needed, especially as I'm not going to be attacked. Well, then again, I could be. I very well could be. Okay. Evade combat. You're going around, okay. Yes, we have a lot of forces over here as well. Where are you heading? To Saint Mihiel. So down here. Right. Okay. Dijon. Ah, Dijon has a... okay. So I'll just... There we go. Keep that going. Over here, we have some more infantry regiment. Division, sorry. Fantastic. Now, Belgium is, of course, in dire straits due to the amount of Germans here. But what worries me is the amount of Germans that I can't see. I know there's 2,264 strength here, 905 here. About, no, like 3,000 over here. But, yeah. With the weather turning sour, I don't want to be pushing my luck. And if I can keep him moving back and forth between towns without much supply, or at least keep him cut off, then that's good. So I do want to try and hold the defensive as much as possible. So where do I want to deploy these troops? I think I might deploy them where I expect an attack. I do have a feeling he's going to attack me over here. I just have a feeling about it. And we have forces over here that should be sufficient to hold this. And then in the future, perhaps after the winter, we can decide to do something different. But we are sending forces to the Mediterranean. This fleet is over here. That fleet will go and recoup. Yeah. Keep up that blockade. Yes, we have our blockade up over here. We will have to send these... Actually, no, they seem fine. I don't know what their problem is. Ah, right, yes, supply. Okay. We'll have to change over the fleets. We can send them... We'll have to have another fleet sent over here to keep up the blockade. And then we'll send this battlecruiser fleet back into Scalper Flow. Then at least they can rest a little bit and gain back some supplies. Okay. There's not particularly too much else to be done. We're going to make sure that we use our diplomats here. Alright, so I'm going to put that into Italy. So we are at 51-49. Over here, Romania. I'm going to keep fighting them there. Try and prolong the inevitable as much as absolutely possible. Holland is on our side for the time being. Right. I think I might get Arabia. That could allow for some interesting decisions like Lawrence of Arabia or something. Right, wall production. Seems to be okay. Do have a good reserve. Kinda have gone a little bit overboard with that one. Oh well. Right, we do have a lot of forces coming online next turn. That's good to know. Right. Have we any options unknown? So of course we have the neutral blockade, or the HMS Eridin and the HMS Agincourt, which are the Ottoman Empire dreadnoughts that we could seize. Okay. We'll save the game here, and we shall proceed. How this will turn out... Okay. He might be heading towards... No, he's heading towards Antwerp. Shit. I do hope he does not assault Antwerp this turn, when my fleet is away. Otherwise I could have lost out on a hell of a lot of damage there. He's moving forces south by the looks. Yes. This could play to our advantage. Right, we're bombarding... No, right, yes, we're bombarding them and then we're receiving bombardment. That's 808 strength heading towards Russia, or at least the center of Germany. I feel like he's going to concentrate on... Oh, no. They're heading back. Interesting. So he's besieging that town there, which is fine. Unless he has, like, assault or something like that, it will be fine. And if it lasts a turn, it lasts a turn. Oh, never mind. Okay. What? What? Yeah, okay. What the hell? Yeah, sure, that's a victory, sure, that's gonna make him laugh, that one's hilarious. How the hell? That's just... that's just crazy, what the hell? I don't even understand that one. That one does not make sense. I can't believe that counts as a victory, like what in the name of God? Okay, so he's definitely moving forces south, but this is okay. Right, he's moving... Okay. So he's moved half his force towards Brussels. Half of them south to Namur. A lot of them have been moved to southern Germany. Did we not see any... That was a very odd turn. Now we do have a lot of strength built up over here now. I mean, we have that force, we have these forces underneath, we have another army. We have this force, I'm going to combine these forces here just to keep them together. And that one as well. So I mean, what, we have 60,700 men here, 129,000 here, 127,000 here. That's a lot of men. 691 in Baston. Right, don't go into the town, just break the rails. Okay, we have the commander over here. So the force was basically destroyed. But, that's fine. At least I think it was destroyed. Yeah, it's got to have been destroyed. So we'll have to bring back our commander. Right, they were treated. So we have our force over here then, we'll send them back to England, fair old England. Perfidious Albion. Right, we have that cavalry force there. Ah! Good. Very good. Haha! I believe we've managed to thwart the Germans. Right, I could bring this cavalry division in here as well, which I think I might do. It adds to our force. Okay, so we have 18,000 men here. We have 26,000 men here. We have 26,000 men over here as well. Right, I'm going to combine these forces just so we have a good, strong single force and I don't have to multitask. Right, so I'm going to send the fleet back. Jellicoe's Grand Fleet. So we're going to head back over here to Antwerp. It's going to take us 15 days to get over there, but it'll be worth it. So he has a good strength over here, very good strength. But I'm really happy we managed to get some forces into Antwerp just in time. So, right, actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep some of these cruisers over here, and then at least we have something available to bombard with should the Germans try anything. Yeah, so we'll have that bombardment there. Right, there we go. Have you go out into the waters. Yeah. Okay. We failed to force march our cavalry. The Royal Marines were delayed 6 days. Damn. The Central Powers is besieging Namur, but they've achieved nothing this turn. Rather interesting. So we do have the British Expeditionary Forces over here. Oh, that's a large force that needs to be changed. Right, let's try and organize this. Okay, get that support unit in there. Why this is called a French army, I do not know. There we go. Canadian forces over here. Ah, we have more artillery over here. Reserves. Right. We are presented with some opportunities here. The balance of power has shifted on the line. He shifted more men down south. Now, he could try and push an advance into the south on the fortresses of Epinal and Belfort, which is, of course, very possible. It's all doable for him. But I think we have something of an advantage here for the time being. It could be a good opportunity to push, but if we take a look at the weather... Yeah, the weather's muddy here. The weather is very changeable, actually. We've got a bout of muddy and clear weather. I hope this is not affecting my ally too badly. I'm sure he was hoping on the mud and the snow to slow him down. But at least it's opened up an advance for the time being. Now, I could try to push towards Brussels. I have forces here. I have 104,000 men here. I have 106,000 men here. So about 200-odd thousand men here in Dinant. How many men do I have here with Kitchener? That's a 94,000. That's a 96. That's 90,000. Sorry. That's another 40,000. Of course, we have some other men over here. Basically, just artillery. But artillery is very important. Now, I want to try and make it towards Brussels. I think we might move. How long would it take us to get over here? 14 days. Okay. So if we're to rail ourselves over there... Now, we could be there in 13 days. I do have to be somewhat careful. Now, if I move these forces over here, we could move the smaller French army, which is doable. Now, a cautious man would move more forces down here to the south, but the south is hills and it's just awful territory. They are fortresses, but I don't particularly care too much for them. There are, of course, victory points there, but meh. I should try and make do with what I have available to me right now. So we can't cross here quickly due to the fact that there's a river there that makes things a lot slower. So what I might do is actually take the smaller French army, and then I think we're going to try and force him out of Belgium. We're going to make him pay. Of course, I might be tempted to launch an offensive over here, but I think I'm going to hold my nerve, and instead advance into Belgium. Now, I could instead move over here, which might be the better option, actually. If we move forces north to the lines over here, it's a shame that I broke those lines, but I could possibly fix them next turn. To Genf, and then we could try and bring forces over here and try and attack his forces at Antwerp, and then with the forces inside Antwerp, and then possibly the naval elements over here, we could try and get a bombardment as well. And really cause some damage, because if we can take this army while it's cut off, I mean, it's cut off from reinforcements. Completely. So that might be a good idea. I think that might be the idea we go for. Now, I could try and mask this by moving forces around, but I think I'm going to move the British forces. So we could be there in 9 days. 8 days via rail, so that's not exactly much faster. So we'll cancel that then, and right, we'll have the Belgian forces over here raid those rails. If I can get across here and try and interrupt him, or at least try and take over this territory. So if we try and take over this territory here, we'll evade combat. But if I can gain military control of this territory, then that will be great. Has he repaired the rails here? I think he has. I'm not entirely sure. 8 days. 8 days. 12 days. If we head this way, we avoid these forces. But then again, I could try and push on Brussels. Oops. Keep trying to break those rails, we'll head south again. Interestingly, what I could possibly do is have some forces move over to the forest over here, and then that cuts off that rail line there, and then the only other rail line he has is this one. Now if I was to do that, that would effectively cut off these forces from the south over here, which is a good idea actually. I quite like that plan. I think that could work out really well. Because then what we do is we can take Luxembourg, and we can change the dynamics of the war. Now this force is grossly oversized. So what I'll do then is I'll split it up. Okay. So we can send that force north to help hold that over here. I'll take this army over here. We could send them down here. 3 days. We could be there in 15. So we'll go on a... Oh, he's not active. God damn it. That could be possible. I mean, we could try and move over here, then use the forces that we have over here to spread out, and then try and overwhelm his line. But I'm going to try and break them over here. If I can get there, then that'd be great. I mean, of course I could try and march across here. You can't really see it, but there's a bridge across here to Fionvin. Which could be, prudent. Right, we need somebody who's active. Fuck's sake. 17 days. 17 days. I could send a corps. Or 2 corps. Do we have anybody with pontoon? Defensive engineer, tactician of Elan. Right, so we'll send these 2 corps here. That is a significant strength. Fuck. Okay, we'll send them across the river. So they go on conservative attack. If we can make it across the river to here, then have these forces follow up behind them a few days later, then that could be quite good. Now we could move these reserve troops down here, possibly, and reinforce our line. But I don't think he'll try. He might try it. He might. But I want to keep my forces concentrated in good strength. Oh, what is the name of the tactic now? Is it Swerpunkt? Swerpunkt. I can't remember what it's actually called. But it's basically the doctrine of concentrating your forces, breaking through the line, and then taking advantage of that breakthrough in the line. So I think that's what we're going to try and do. If we try and break through his lines here and try and seize territory before the winter truly sets in, then we could be in a fantastic position. But I like this idea. I mean, if we push with these forces here, we push with this army over here, we could envelop Luxembourg, cause panic over here while we still have the British forces moving in the north. Now I'm going to keep moving this force over here. Right, I could move to there, but I think what we'll do then is we'll move over here. We'll move this force through Mons to here, 15 days. Then I could move this force over here, 9 days. What we don't want is we don't want an engagement. If we get an engagement, then our plan kind of falls apart. We need to take advantage of the marching of the sound of the guns. Well, march the sound of guns. Right. As long as they're close by, they should be able to reinforce each other. We do have a significant amount of strength, really. And we do have more forces on their way. Right, that's another infantry division. Good. Yeah, we have some forces over here as well, I completely forgot. Oh. It would seem, I made a mistake, but that's worked out to my advantage. We do have the Monroe Corps over here. Interesting. So we're going to move with the British advance in the north. Speaking of the British advances, we do have a lot of forces over here as well, so I'm going to start bringing these forces down south. Okay, bring these forces up right. So there's no forces in Coventry ready yet. Sheffield, Hull garrison. Did we bring the Irish forces? We did indeed. Right. Let's check anything here. Wouldn't your ambassadors increase your support in Bulgaria? We won that battle. I don't know how we won that battle. It legitimately does not make sense. Just crazy. Yeah. I mean, that force was destroyed, so I don't know how that counted, but I'll take it. I mean, if it slowed down his forces even a turn, then that's more than worth it. Right. France is providing you Russia, blah blah blah. Through central sentiment has shifted the Ottoman Empire's alignment towards the Central Powers. The US is moving towards us slowly but surely. Okay. Whoa. We suffered some big hits from the weather there. Yeah, this weather is pretty poor, so I do need to take account of the weather at sea as well. Right, what is the weather like here in the Mediterranean? Still good, still fair. Alright. Thought I told those forces to go in there, that would be an issue. HMS Invincible? Bugger off, HMS... Nah, HMS Invincible was not sunk. Don't tell me that one. Well, I guess I'll have to replace it. Right. What about is a Japanese fleet? They have to go all the way around annoyingly, so... Which is weird, I mean, I don't know if we could go through the Suez at this point. Right, so the Japanese fleet's over here. They'll be in the Mediterranean in 11 days. That is good. Get there in 11 days. I imagine the Austro-Hungarian fleet is in either here in Trieste or one of these other ports. It's got to be in Trieste. This is probably the most defended port, so I mean, it's what I would do. I would send my forces to Trieste. Right, Bulgaria has started to shift towards it a little bit. He's going to have issues trying to get Bulgaria. Now focus on Bulgaria because I do not want to allow him rail access. If he has the Ottoman Empire forces stream into Europe, that could shift the entire dynamics really badly, considering that he already outnumbers us. If he has more forces in Europe from the Ottoman Empire, then that would be rather dangerous, to say the very least, considering the fact that, yeah, he could open up fronts that were previously unavailable towards him. Italy is a real question, though. Whoever controls Italy controls the war, but so far we've achieved a little bit over there. That's lovely to see. I mean, we are in late November, so the war will shift into the next year soon. Well, so far so good. We've had a few victories, we've had some defeats. If we take a look over here, we can see the objectives, and we can see how many forces we've lost. So we've lost 210,000 men so far. The Central Powers has taken 405,000 losses, the Eastern Entente 183. So we're all kind of matched right now. Which is interesting. Right. Now I'm going to do what I usually do, is I'm going to leave it here, and then when we come back into this I'll check over my orders, and then we'll decide if there's any variations I want to make to my orders once we're back with the new turn. So thank you guys for watching so much, and could you please let me know if I sound better or worse without me having the headset on? I know it sounds like trivial, but it would help me, and then at least I could improve the quality of the videos, and hopefully make it better for you guys to enjoy. So thank you for watching, guys, and I hope to see you in the future, and goodbye for now, and see you next time. So don't forget to subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Goodbye.